Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah, guys. Peace be with you all. This is the man from Answering Christianity. God is God, not man. This page is a Muslim page, and it initially started out to respond to Christian critics of Islam, but now it responds to almost every critic of Islam. As best as I can respond to them, I would respond. Our fellow members or followers of the page usually help out. So, anyways, today's topic is what reasons do we have to believe in God? Why do we believe in God? Okay, so I will give you some reasons why I believe in God, and I hope this video will be helpful. And these reasons are maybe used by other theists. It is normal and it's not exclusive to Islam. So I hope most theists can benefit from this, and I hope atheists could learn from us something from this video, perhaps. So here we start off. Okay, the first argument is the teleological argument. If you observe our universe, you would see everything is in order. Like, we have the sun in our galaxy, like in our solar system, the sun is here, and we have the earth orbiting the sun, just going around. It is revolving on the sun. Okay, and we have the moon orbiting the earth, and we have the planet earth rotating on its axis, which gives a rise to day and night. So, and if you see the other planets, they are in an orbit as well around the sun. And if you know, the sun is not stationary, so everything is in an order. It's in an orbit. It's in an orbit. We see there is a design to be observed. It's not like a random process, like you throw a couple of sticks out on the desert and all of them lay down, scatter around. There are 5 sticks. I have 5 sticks, and I throw them out of the window, and they fall down on the floor, and they align exactly like the alphabet A. And that, I would say, that's not some kind of... I would tell you, look, man, I threw these sticks outside of the window, and they fell down on the earth, on the floor, and they just aligned. They just fell down in a way that it just formed the letter A. You wouldn't believe me. You would say, no, man, you went and you placed those sticks like in their place to form the letter A. I hope you're getting what I'm saying. So for us to observe a pattern, a design in this universe, it gives us a reason for believing that for a design there is a designer. So that's the first argument, the teleological argument for why I believe there is a God. There is a designer for this universe. Somebody created this universe. The second argument, also known as the Kalam argument, is what I think about it is, for every cause there is an effect. Okay. Let's say today I'm a very fat man, and after 1 year I'm a very thin man or a very healthy man. I lost a lot of weight, and I would, if you were to ask me how did I lose the weight, I would say it just happened by itself. Nothing, I didn't do anything. It just happened. You won't believe me. You would say there must have been some cause, like you must have done exercise, you must have done diet plans, you must have tried out those diet plans, and you must have done something for this to happen, or somehow your metabolism just evolved instantaneously over this time, and giving rise to your healthy weight, or the thin weight now I possess. You would say there must have been some cause. So for this universe to exist, okay, I believe there is a cause for this, and the universe, the time started to begin with the universe itself. So whatever caused the universe was not bound by time, and what wasn't bound by time is called eternal, and this eternal being caused the universe, okay, an entity or a deity, whatever, was the cause for this universe, was not bound by time, and this cause caused the universe to come into existence. Okay, this is the Kalam argument, and that's one argument which I believe strongly in, the cause and effect argument. And the cause and effect argument explains to me for why there's a universe. Okay, if there was no cause, I wouldn't be able to grasp, it would be irrational to think that there is no cause for this universe, and that would be it, guys. That's it. It wouldn't make any sense. So, what about the other argument? The other argument is objectives. From where do Muslims, or from where do people who believe in God, or let's say, from where do we derive morals in a godless world? The third argument is about morals, about objectives. We have, we Muslims have objectives for morals, from where we derive our morals. We know what is right and wrong. God set what is right and wrong for us, not ourselves. We didn't decide. Okay, we derive our morals from some objectives which we have. So we wouldn't know what is wrong and what is bad, for sure. If we were to decide everything by ourselves. Okay, for example, one person could say killing is good and not killing is bad. Okay, most of the most of the people who believe in God, the religious people, they believe that killing is wrong. Killing people is wrong, unless it's for a good purpose. Like there are some bad people to kill them who are spreading corruption, who are killing people, to kill those people. That would be fine, but killing innocent people, most religious people agree that it's wrong. Okay, let's say, if you would say to me, Naman, we can derive moral objectives through empathy. Do do to others what you would like for them to do to yourselves. Okay. Thing is, if there would be some groups of drug addicts or some group of people who get pleasure from inflicting harm upon themselves, they would say, I get pleasure from hurting myself, so I can hurt you. It is good, and that wouldn't be very nice, I guess. There are some cons to the empathy part, and we have empathy in Islam as well, as in hadith by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, which says a believer is not a believer until he wishes for his brother what he wishes for himself. A believer is not complete in his faith. It means that until he would wish for something good as he wished something good for himself, for his brother as well. So we derive moral, what is right, and we derive this knowledge, what is right and what is wrong, from God, and we believe that we ourselves cannot appoint what would be ultimate justice. We cannot say what is good and wrong ultimately. We cannot. And let's go into the other argument, the fourth argument. It is about acquiring peace. We Muslims, this is, I guess, it's not a good argument, but it's something religious people actually experience. They experience something called as peace. They acquire tranquility, they acquire peace by connecting with God. Okay, we Muslims, when we worship God, when we connect with God, when we believe in God, we get this peace and tranquility, like serenity, like we are at total peace with ourselves when we are worshiping God. And I guess this could count as an argument for why we believe there's God, for if we can connect to this being, You know what? Actually, uh, let's not take this argument. I'll skip that. Okay, the other argument is the contingency argument. Why do we exist? Okay, everybody comes in this life and just goes away. What is the purpose of our existence? The purpose for our existence would be simple. It would be impossible for us to find out by ourselves. There's no way for us to find out what is the purpose of our existence. Do we serve any ultimate purpose, or what is the purpose of our existence? So for everything there's a purpose. There's nothing such as a knife that was made for no purpose. We know as knives were made to cut something or to do, they have a purpose to serve. There is this coffee mug, okay, which has a purpose. It is a mug which would be filled by coffee, and its purpose is to contain coffee, okay. And there is this cap, which the purpose of this cap would be to cover the coffee so no fly or anything would fall inside, and keep it hot, to keep the coffee warm. That would be the purpose. There's a purpose for everything. So why do we exist? Okay, our religion, Islam, can answer this. We were created to worship God, okay. We were created to worship God, and that our purpose in life is to worship God and be obedient to Him. And if we are obedient to Him, we would have paradise. We would have a good hereafter, the hereafter which would be eternal. That's the purpose for our existence from Islamic perspective. We were created to worship God, and as God is the creator, He requires a creation. So the purpose for us is to worship Him for us. And this is the argument from contingency. I hope I give a good presentation about the contingency argument. I still have a hard time to grasp this argument. The number 6th argument is, people say, it is irrational to believe that all of this universe came out of nothing, okay. And I agree, it is irrational to believe that all of this came out of nothing. It is irrational. So what is rational is, all of this universe came out of something, okay. Because before the Big Bang there was nothing, absolutely nothing. And how did the universe come from? From where did it come, all this matter? Okay, one would say that, but one would tell me about the quantum physics, all of this coming from out of nothing, it is possible, and all of that. But and some people say that the quantum physics would say, there is no requirement for a cause and effect purpose or something. There is actually a thing called an interpretation. Most people don't know that they follow the Copenhagen interpretation of quantum physics to say that all of this can come from nothing. I don't follow that illogical interpretation. There are many other rational interpretations, as I learned from William Lane Craig. He's a Christian apologist, but I learned great things from him. As he said, the Copenhagen interpretation is just one of the many interpretations there are for quantum physics. It is not necessary for us to believe in just the illogical interpretation. I believe in the quantum physics, the rational interpretation of quantum physics. That's simple. And let's just say the 7th argument. The 7th argument is, I'm developing more on the Kalam argument, but the argument is simple. If the Big Bang, as we know that universe had a beginning point, okay, as it is expanding, there was a beginning point, okay, the universe started. So when the universe started, okay, we know that it started from the Big Bang, and before the Big Bang there was nothing. But that's irrational to think. We have proof that there was like almost nothing, and the matter just condensed in one place, and kaboom, we have the Big Bang, and from it we have stars and the universe as we see now. It's there. So what I say about God is the cause for the Big Bang, somebody who caused the universe, somebody who was very wise, somebody caused the universe and brought it to existence. This is the argument which I say is there's a God because he caused the Big Bang, he caused the universe. This is a good reason for me to believe in God, that the cause, whatever the cause was for the universe, for everything to come into existence, is God. This is, and as I study sciences, I believe in science. I also believe in the cause and an effect rule. So I believe that there is a cause for the universe, for the Big Bang. So that would be God. I attribute this cause to God, and in the Quran itself, God identifies himself as to what split apart the singularity or the Big Bang, whatever caused the Big Bang. He identifies himself as a cause in the Quran. The seventh argument is, we have consciousness. From where does consciousness come from? Out of the matter. We are intelligent beings. We can think, and we have consciousness. From where did it come? The last argument would be the fine-tuning of the universe, of the world. P. Davis says, there is now broad agreement among physicists and cosmologists that the universe is in several respects fine-tuned for life. Fine-tuned for life. Okay, there is broad agreement among physicists and cosmologists that the universe is in several respects fine-tuned for life. And S. Weinberg says, in any case, there is one constant whose value does seem remarkably well adjusted in our favor. It is the energy density of empty space, also known as the cosmological constant. And Richard Morris says about cosmic fine-tuning, how is it that common elements such as carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen happen to have just the right kind of atomic structure that they needed to combine to make the molecules upon which life depends? It is almost as though the universe had been consciously designed. That's Richard Morris in The Fate of the Universe, 1982. I think it's the book. The book's name is The Fate of the Universe, and published in 1982, page number 155. And Fred Hoyle says, in the book Universe, the Universe, Past and Present Reflections. I think it's an article or a book. But anyways, I'll quote you these links, these sources in the description below. Fred Hoyle says, a common sense interpretation of the facts suggests that a super intellect has monkeyed with physics as well as with chemistry and biology, and that there are no blind forces worth speaking about in nature. The number one calculates from the facts seem to me so overwhelming as to put this conclusion almost beyond question. And Freeman Dyson, Disturbing the Universe, speaks about fine-tuning. He says, without such accidents, water could not exist as a liquid, chains of carbon atoms could not form complex organic molecules, and hydrogen atoms could not form breakable bridges between molecules. All of these people, Freeman, Dyson, all of these people are talking about the fine-tuning of the universe. Okay, and some which without the fine-tuning, life would not even work out to be, sustainable on Earth. Life cannot be possible to exist in this world. There is another one. I will quote you some few examples from the literature of the fine-tuning. if the initial explosion of the Big Bang had differed in strength by as little as 1 part in 10 power to 60, the universe would have either quickly collapsed back on itself or expanded too rapidly for stars to form. In either case, life would be impossible. Okay. As John Jefferson Davis points out, an accuracy of 1 part in 10 power to 60 can be compared to firing a bullet at a 1-inch target on the other side of the observable universe, which is 20 billion light years away, and hitting the target. That's the amount of accuracy as 1 part in 10 power to the 60 is. And the other quote is about calculations indicate that if the strong nuclear force, the force that binds protons and neutrons together in an atom, had been stronger or weaker by as little as 5%, life would be impossible. And another is calculations by Brandon Carter show that if gravity had been stronger or weaker by 1 part in 10 to 40, then by 1 part in 10 power to 40, then life-sustaining stars like the sun could not exist. That would most likely make life impossible. So our universe is fine-tuned for life to exist and stars to even exist. Our universe is fine-tuned, and somebody fine-tuned it. That says there is a God, there is somebody out there who fine-tuned this universe. And once again, I will just summarize. I gave you the teleological argument that there is an observable design which we can observe in the universe that necessitates there is a designer. And the Kalam argument, which is the second argument I spoke about, it is for every cause there is an effect, and this universe is an effect. For this there is a cause, and there is God for that which caused this universe. So the God is the cause for this universe. And I told you as the time itself started with the universe itself, and the Big Bang, before the universe started, there was no time, so this cause is not bound by time, so this cause is eternal. So that's showing that God is eternal, and he's very wise, and he's almighty to be a cause. So the third was objectives. We can derive moral objectives. We can derive morality, the morals principle, because we have objectives. We can aim for an objective. We have principles which tell what is good and what is right. And God gave us this knowledge, but in atheism you cannot decide what is wrong and what is good. For example, you would say you in atheism, without a God, you could say, you could decide for yourself that what is good and what is bad, and this could give rise to many problems. Like, you could say slavery is good and not slaving human beings is not good. So, and you could say killing people is a good thing and not killing people is a bad thing. And if you would go towards empathy, you could have still problems, which would be like, there would be pedophiles, saying, I think it is okay to molest my child, so I can molest your child, and you can molest my child. It is all right. And he could say, and you could have people who obtain pleasure from inflicting harm to themselves. You could have them saying, it is all right for us to kill other people or hurt other people because it's all right if they would hurt me. So that was the third argument, from where we can derive good moral principles in a godless world. So that's the third argument. And the fourth argument, I wouldn't consider this as an argument, but it's something more on a personal basis. We acquire peace from God, and there are many ways, many peace. There are many types of peace which people can obtain. Some people obtain peace from doing drugs, doing doing drugs and worshipping Satan, doing things which could be wrong, and they obtain peace. But the good type of peace, the ultimate peace, comes from worshipping God, and we get this peace. This is myself speaking, and many other Muslims can attest to this fact, can tell you that they acquire peace from worshipping God. And as there are more than 1 billion Muslims in the world, that's a pretty huge number. And many other people like Christians and all other who worship God, they also acquire peace from worshipping God. So you could take this or leave it, it's up to you. And the other is the contingency argument, from the argument of contingency, for what is the purpose of our existence. That's the fifth argument which I gave. And I told you that the purpose for our existence is to worship God. And this purpose can only be known if the Creator gives us our purpose, And I later addressed it's a sixth argument, not a sixth argument. You could say it's just more like a rebuttal or response. It's a response to quantum physics, proving that there's no God. But as I told you, that most people go to quantum physics, the illogical and irrational interpretation, which is the Copenhagen interpretation. They refer to that to say about God, that there is no requirement for God, and that everything came from out of nothing. And I gave you the other argument, from where does consciousness come from? And for this, you cannot have consciousness coming out of nothing, like from this matter. So there should be some consciousness already present for us to have consciousness, and God gave us this consciousness. God is conscious, God can think, and He gave us this consciousness. And the last, which was pretty long, but I told you that the universe is fine-tuned for life to exist, and it is fine-tuned. And I quoted you several studies and several people, scientists, and I will give you the link from where I got these quotes, and it would be in the description below. And just remember, as the second law of thermodynamics says, from something you cannot get nothing, and from nothing you cannot get something. It's saying you cannot get order from disorder, and you cannot get disorder from order. And for everything which we see now, it is something, and you cannot have this universe out of nothing. So it necessitates, all of this shows that there is a God. There is God. So this is it. I hope you will like this video, and I hope you benefited from it. And I know the video is pretty long, and I hope you bared with me throughout this video. Anyways, I hope this could be beneficial to you people, and come to Islam, guys. Become a Muslim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Peace be with you all. This is Naman from Answering Christianity. God is God, not man. And I invite you guys to be a Muslim. If you guys, after watching this video, think that yes, you believe now, you have good reasons to believe in God, so I call you guys to come to Islam, and I would have some videos. I'll link you to become a Muslim. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care. Bye.